In this video, we'll cover how to add static elements, such as headings, paragraphs, and images to a page. Let's say I wanted to add a title above my categories and above my products. To do so, I would just drag and drop the custom content element into each of these containers. Now to have our heading appear above, we just drag and drop our new element above the categories and above the products. To add our heading to the custom content element, just hover over the menus here and hit Edit. This will open up the settings on the right, displaying a list of components that we can add to our custom content element. So to add a heading, just click on the heading component and you can see it comes right in. Let's do the same for the heading above our products. Now you'll notice when I click on the text to edit it, the menu on the right changes with settings specific to editing text. Let's go ahead and center each of our headings. And now let's change the text. For this one, I'll say Popular Electronics. And for the title down here, I'll say Featured Products. Now let's say you have a CSS class that you want to add to your headings. To do so, select the heading that you want to apply the CSS class to and navigate to the Selectors tab here. Input the class that you would like to add. In this case, I'm going to add a class called J-TTL and then hit the plus button here to add it. In this case, I'm also going to apply another class called TTL heading. I'll do the same for the heading up here. And you can also add multiple classes in one go just by separating them with a space. Now down here under the Stored Classes section, you'll find a list of classes that have been stored for easy access. Each one of them can have a description for page editors to understand what it does. We'll cover how to edit the style sheet and add classes to this list in a later video. The next thing I want to do is add some more custom content on the bottom of the page. So I'll start by adding a new container. I'll change the containment and the layout to 2-column. Next, I'll drag and drop the custom content element in each column here and here. I'll edit the one on the left, and I'll add a heading, a paragraph, and a button. And for the one on the right, I just want to show an image. For the title here, let's say Best Tech Gadgets for School. We'll leave the paragraph the same, and let's edit the button here. For the text of the button, we'll say Learn More. And for now, we'll just link to the home page. Let's hit Apply to save those changes. Now let's edit the image and get a picture in here to complement the text on the left. So we'll hit Edit on the image and it'll open up the menu here for us to be able to select an image. Two ways we can select the image. One way would be from our media library, and another way would be to just paste a link to an image from any URL. In this case, we'll select our image from our media library. So click here to open up the media library, and you can see currently we have no images added to our media library. So the first thing that we want to do is come up here to the Upload button, choose Desktop as the source from which we want to select our image, and choose the image we want to upload. After we select our image or images, go in and hit Upload, and you'll see it appears here. Now to insert the image, just click on the image itself to select it, and then hit Insert Media. And you can see our image comes right in. Now one useful feature of the custom content element is I can actually edit the HTML of any instance of this element. To do so, hover over the menus here and click on the Code button here. Now this will open up the code editor of that instance of custom content. You can see our image tag is right here. So let's say I want to make this image a little bit smaller. I can just go into the image tag, and in this case I'll apply a height of 250 pixels and then hit save to apply those changes. The next thing I want to do is center this image in this right column here. So to do that, I'm going to edit the custom content element, and then I'm going to go over to the selectors menu, and we see here under the alignments class group, there's a JTAC. And if we're not sure what that does, we can just hover over the information icon, and it tells us here it aligns content center. So I'm going to copy this class, and I'm going to apply it to the section, and it's going to align all the content within this custom content element. The next thing I want to do is apply a background image to our new section here. To do so, edit the container, and we'll take a look at the settings that we have here under the background section. So we have a couple options available to us. We can apply a background color or a background image either to the inner part of the container or the outer part of the container. If we choose inner, that means it's going to apply the color or the image inside the margins of the container. Whereas if we choose outer, it'll apply it not only to the inner part of the container, but it'll also bleed outside to the full width of the page. In this case, I want to apply a background image to the outer containment of this container. I'll click on the Select Image button to open up the media library, and I'm going to upload the image that I want to use. Just click on the image itself to select it and hit Insert. So now we have a background image behind this container, but as you can see, the image is pretty washed out. If we wanted it to be fully opaque, we can just come down here and change the image opacity slider to the far right. So you see now the image is crystal clear, but another problem we have is now the text is barely legible. One suggestion I have would be to change the text color to white, and I'll just do so by focusing on the heading and adding a class, text color white. And I'll also apply that class to the paragraph here. Now, to make the text a little bit more legible, maybe we do want to apply a bit of transparency to the image. So I'll edit the container and I'll lower the opacity of the image for outer, since that's where we added our image. And maybe instead of a white background, we can complement it with a different color, maybe a sort of grayish blue. I'll select a darker grayish blue around here and hit OK. So now you see the text is much more legible under that format. Now, another format that I would prefer would be to add an inner color to the container. So I'm going to edit the container. For inner, I'm going to apply a background color of white. And now I'm going to remove those classes that we added to the text to make it dark again. We see here the padding is a little bit off on this image, so I'm going to edit the custom content element. I'm going to add a class here. We can see it down here, pad T. Apply slight padding to the top. So I'm going to apply that class, pad-T, to kind of even out the padding on the top and bottom. And that's a format that I would prefer a little bit more. Now, I'm satisfied with the changes we've made so far. So I'm going to go ahead and publish the changes that we've made. And then I'm going to navigate to the front page and refresh. And we see the titles that we've added come in. And when we scroll down, this new section that we've added has also come in. So as you can see, there's a lot that can be done using the custom content element. We can add text, we can add buttons, images, videos, and we can also edit the HTML of any instance of custom content so that we can match any of our needs. So I suggest that you play with it. Maybe make a page just with custom content and see what kind of things that you can come up with.